right, welcome everybody. It's Dan Lannan filling in for Dan today. So I'm glad you guys joined us. That was a great lead-in music. Fisherman Blues from the Waterboys, just celebrating day after St. Patrick's Day, or my mother would say St. Patrick's Week. So welcome. Just March 18th, you know, we're still struggling through some things here, but we're excited about getting back to better. And just have a few things to update you with this week. And then we're bringing in a couple of guests that were, let's just say, leading stars of our recent video, Back to Better. And so we're going to take a peek at that later too, and just make sure everyone had a chance to see that, and talk with a couple of staff from Westford who continue to welcome new people every day. And so my background's a little different, but I'm actually over here at the Martin Center where we did our opening this week, and it was a soft opening. We had lower numbers than we expect next week, but next week we know starting Monday that we're starting a fair number of people, and transportation is starting for them. So we're excited about that. And so as everyone knows, we're still sort of in the same phase and guidelines as we've been in for a couple of weeks now. We're in phase 3, step 2, and so with many businesses and many places starting to be able to get back to full capacity, and business seems to be getting back to usual a little bit. We're still trudging through, and all waiting, I guess, March 22nd, which is Monday, right? That's the next big phase that we're all waiting for. We're all moved to phase 4, step 1, and so that would be good, and that brings some different guidelines. But so the numbers still continue to look great in Massachusetts and a lot of states around the country. The numbers seem to be going down, and certainly people's access to vaccination has increased dramatically. I know we've run the three vaccination sites here, and everyone was so instrumental and helpful in making that happen, from Sharon Pitts and Matt Johnson and the whole team that they work with, HR, the business office, everybody, to just pull that together and have that organized. And I received so much feedback from so many of you about what a great experience it was, and how simple it was, and that's great to hear, because we certainly hear horror stories from people having to go to Gillette or Fenway or these mass sites. And so we're psyched that we were able to do that, and we actually have one more, or actually 2 more vaccination dates, but one of them's tomorrow, and so that would be phase 1 of the last phase of testing that we're doing. And so we're excited about that. I know Sharon and again her team have been scrambling to make sure that that's ready for tomorrow. And so tomorrow's clinic, if you're scheduled for that, which I know a number of staff are, if you're scheduled for that, that's 10 to 12. So make sure remind yourself of that, or set a reminder, because certainly the other clinics were much longer, and so tomorrow's a tighter time frame. But they're sending a number of people to be able to administer the vaccine, and anticipate moving through those numbers quite swiftly. So that's great news. Great news. We learned a couple of things this week from our state calls that we were on through ADDP and a few other provider-based calls that we were on. We know that our numbers here internally at NuPath, as far as staff getting the vaccination and individuals getting the vaccination, has continued to increase. And so what started once around the mid-30 range, we're up over about 50% of staff have received the vaccination, and we believe that number is even much greater. But several of our staff and several people have possibly got the vaccine at other locations, and so we're just waiting for them to send that verification. And so we're excited as we try to get back to better. And so we will do that. We'll just keep moving forward. And so I know I got a couple of emails this week from parents, and I know it was on a number of the calls I was on. It was a discussion, and most recently yesterday, the Mass Health call that we were on. And unfortunately, we don't have any change in our guidance. So our guidance in what we're able to, the maximum capacity and 6 feet of social distancing and 113 square feet per individual, those are all guidelines Mass Health put back in place in July, and we are still subject to those guidelines. They did acknowledge that they anticipate seeing a change to those guidelines sometime soon, but they don't have anything as of yet. And so, so those are the guidelines which we have to work within. I guess I was going to say those are the rules we have to work within. But as we go forward, I know there were questions and people sending me information from, say, maybe what the CDC website is saying these days as far as what protocols are for people who have been vaccinated and not vaccinated. And I think that just speaks to the time in the state we're in right now, not meaning just the state of Massachusetts, just the current state of this crisis. I think things are happening so swiftly. I don't think guidelines and regulations are keeping up everywhere. And I do think, everyone, here's the CDC make some broader guidelines, and it's just quickly scrambling to try to catch up to those. And Massachusetts is certainly a little behind now and scrambling to keep up with them, but we anticipate some changes coming down, which should open things up, dramatically for us. But we continue to have, to welcome a number of people back almost daily. It seems like every Monday there's, larger numbers of people start, and we're fortunate to have the square footage capacity to be able to welcome back a few more than some of the other sister agencies I've talked with. And so for that, we're thankful and fortunate enough, and just the staff overall that have continued to work through this whole crisis and help us through this and work with the individuals and help them through this and their families and everyone. The staff continue to be outstanding, and we're just so appreciative and thankful of that. And so in a bit, I'm going to bring in Brian Calnan. He's the manager of Westford, the director of Westford. You all know him as. I think Brian has been on the Unity Forum before. So we're excited to bring him in, and then we'll bring in another special guest from Westford, and we'll sort of highlight Westford a little bit on this Unity Forum. And then, of course, later on, we have our big drawing for the Visa gift card. And so that's exciting. And I know, again, just hearing from staff and talking with them, that people are excited about that, as well as the grand prize later on in the year. I did want to say, and I was, it brought up, as Greg had the lead in music, many of us celebrated St. Patrick's Day yesterday, and it was certainly a different celebration for March 17th than usual. But the Fisherman Blues, I know that Mike MacGyver is watching, and his band and the people he played with around Christmas time used to play that at our Christmas party regular. So just wanted to give a little shout out to them and say hello. So before we go to Brian, Greg, maybe if we could show the video again for those who haven't seen the video, and we'll watch the video, we'll enjoy it, and then we'll welcome in some guests from Westford. So let's
This is where our friends are. Our extended family is ready when you are. NuPath, getting back to better.
We are working harder than ever before to make day services happier and healthier. NuPath is getting back to better.
Can't wait to see you all in person. NuPath's been working really hard to keep everyone safe. NuPath is getting back to better.
You'll be as comfortable here as you are at home. NuPath is getting back to better.
Our community is where we belong, and we're doing everything we can to get back there safely. NuPath is getting back to better.
We miss you, and I know you miss us too. We will see you soon. NuPath is getting back to better.
Your health and well-being continue to be our top priority. NuPath is getting back to better.
Let's get you back to work. NuPath is getting back to better.
NuPath may look a little different, but trust me, it's going to feel the same. NuPath is getting back to better.
We learned a great deal over this last year, and it's our commitment to continue our journey together, better than ever before. NuPath is getting back to better.
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 All right, Brian, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me.
So, Brian, I guess I was looking today right before we came on. You've been with us over 2 years now. I can't believe it. It's certainly been very, very fast 2 years. And thank you for everything you've done and the stability that you've brought to the Westford program. And so appreciative during this this crisis that you've been able to be so helpful and step up and work with staff and manage things so well. I'm so appreciative. Thank you.
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you for the opportunity, but it doesn't feel like 2 years because this last year was, I don't know, something like I've never experienced. But the team we have here in Westford made it really easy to navigate with the staff and people making triage calls, and it ended up being better than I could have hoped for.
Nice. Well, good. That's great to hear. So what do you think is the biggest difference that you've seen over the, from when you started 2 years ago to now, taking the crisis into account, everything? What's your biggest?
I think it moved us kind of forward as an agency faster than maybe we were thinking of, because a lot of things with technology that we had kind of tossed around or talked about that we were kind of forced to implement and really run with. And I think that aspect of it has been a huge change for the agency as a whole.
Yeah. No, definitely. Most definitely. I would agree. I know that, you have a number of our club programs that go out to Westford and that come directly from the residential homes. And I know that navigating life and just different technologies have been such an integral part of their schedules and days.
Yeah, it definitely has. And it really allows people to kind of stay connected during this time. If we remember way back to a year ago, 9 months ago, people weren't able to connect with their loved ones, and navigating life gave them that outlet and gave them an opportunity. And it was really a nice aspect of something that we offer.
Nice. No, I you did a great job in the video, by the way. I feel like
Thank you very much.
We're doing Grammys and we're showing the
I'm
clips.
selling autographs, so feel free.
So how have things been this week?
This week, good. We're getting back. Everyone's back here, getting things as ready as we can for everyone that comes in. We're 20 to 25 people a day right now, not including the club groups that come from the houses. And those numbers are climbing. Every day I'm doing more PT1 transportation forms, and as those routes get filled, then we'll have more and more people.
What's been the biggest challenge?
I think, honestly, is the space and making sure everyone's socially distanced and safe, and programming is another piece. You can't share supplies like we have in the past, so you can't have two people playing a game of Connect 4 because they can't use the same pieces. And so being creative with those things, the staff have been absolutely amazing and come up with ideas and things that have really, really taken off and done well.
That's great. That's awesome to hear. Yeah, it's funny because I know that when we all anticipated, and when we're working with the state to reopen, we anticipated the biggest challenge being people leaving their masks on. And so it's good to hear that hasn't been a problem.
Yeah, I mean, there's verbal reminders, but that surprised me the most, actually, when this whole thing, when you called me and said, oh yeah, we're going to open and everyone has to wear a mask, I thought that you were nuts, honestly, but it's been way better than I anticipated, and people have done a great job with it.
Well, I mean, you share an opinion that many people share here, that I'm nuts, so you might be onto something there. So I guess as we talk about expanding and more individuals starting and more people starting and square footage and all that juggling act and everything, how have the staff handled that?
So by and large, the staff have been great. We've had a few people take leaves for different reasons, family leaves, military leaves. We've had people move on to other opportunities, other careers, and we're just doing our best to keep everything staffed up as best we can and bringing new people in and getting them in with the program that we run here.
Right. So, right now, just in general, I guess I would talk Westford included as well as all the residential homes and day programs. This is probably our biggest challenge ahead of us. I think this whole crisis opening the COVID center to every sort of obstacle along the way, has been a challenge. And now it seems like we're gearing up for yet another challenge, maybe one of the biggest during this whole time frame, because we have a number of individuals coming back, and we have another set of individuals who may go to another program whose other agency isn't ready to have them back yet. And so we're staffing not only houses more, we're staffing, day service more. There's lower ratios. And so I guess I would say, and I'll let you speak for a minute too, but I guess I would say to any staff who's still on furlough or still, setting their plans so that they're able to return, I would say, contact HR and or contact your program director and get that ball started, because we are certainly doing heavy recruitment right now, so that we can make sure we can welcome as many people back as they want to right now.
Yeah, and I think the other piece is, like you mentioned, the recruitment is the referral bonus.
Yeah.
Staff should really keep that in mind, because it's a way to get good staff in here and also help yourself out at the same time.
Yeah. When I mentioned to somebody that we were bringing back the referral bonus as staff, and it was one staff in particular who referred a number of people, I think that was the thing he was most excited for. I think so. I'll just say I won't use the expletive he used to describe his excitement for that. So that was good. So why don't we do this? Why don't we any closing thoughts you'd like to share? Any thoughts about that video? How is it appearing in that video? How many takes?
We actually did one take. You can verify with your crew there, but we did one take here in Westford. It was pretty good.
Wow. That is impressive, because I know I did a short take and another clip of a video, and I think it took me at least 15 attempts. So that's impressive. That's impressive. So, well, thank you for spending some time with us and hanging out. And I know we're going to bring in another staff of yours. And so I'll give you a second to sort of, say goodbye, and then, we'll welcome in your other staff.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone. And again, let's get people back to the building, and we're back to better. Thank you.
Nice. I love it. Awesome. Thank you. So as we move forward here right now, we're going to bring in a staff from Westford who is also part of the video. And I guess for me, when I see that video, I think Brett said it best, but I'll reiterate what he said. It was the smiles that you can see through those masks that is so exciting, and so certainly makes me glad to be getting back to better. So, all right, maybe we can bring in our second guest here. Craig's gonna bring in Jaarah. You there, Jaarah?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Dan.
Thank you. Jaarah, 18 years you've been working at NuPath. That is unbelievable. I am so impressed by that. That's great. I think I'm mostly impressed by that is that 18 years, that means we've spent 18 years together, starting from the Martin Center out to Westford. So I think that's probably what I'm most grateful for.
Oh.
So how are things going for you? How's the programming going?
It's going great. It's going great. We can't complain. It's going great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Individuals are glad to be back. Everyone's glad to be back. Yeah.
Yes, they're happy to be back. Yes.
Good. I know I heard from a couple of family members about, just how excited people are to be back in Westford and how great you guys have been out there and open to just be flexible and willingness to just make sure that everyone's comfortable. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yes.
So let's talk about your big video appearance here. I'll tell you, the first time I saw that video, I thought, oh my God, it's so good to hear her voice. I haven't heard it for so long. How many takes? I asked Brian the same question. How many takes? Just one for you?
No, more than that.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You got it perfect. That's all that matters.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's the biggest change for you right now, you think, with having to work within the guidelines you have to work with the spacing and everything?
Right now, I think, like what Brian said, the space that, for the individuals and social distancing. You know, they are not used to it, and now that's the hardest part. You know, we used to hug, we used to shake hands, and we used to kind of do more interaction with them. But right now, it's kind of a little bit strange. So that's the hardest part with us and with them too, for us and with them too. So, yeah, it's very, very, a little bit, you know.
Right. Well, you know, it's so funny. We're so spoiled, I guess I'll call it, because we have words and we can articulate ourselves, and you know, so many people can't articulate, you know, what they're feeling or their excitement or how anxious they might be, and so, you know, so many of those regular social cues or those hugs or just, you know, pats on the back. So it's tough to be able to do everything you want to do without being able to do those.
Yeah, I think now maybe eventually after everybody gets the vaccine and, you know, things comes to a little bit better, like maybe we can get more of that. Other than that, I think for now, I think we are doing a little bit more like what we can to make them feel like they are here, you know, home, because we miss them and they miss us too, like we said on the tape, and they are doing better. NuPath is doing much, much better. So we are getting there. Eventually, we are going to be fully.
Okay. So, Jaarah, you can tell me the truth now. It's just me and you talking, right? No, don't worry about anything. How's Brian as a manager? Is he all right?
Oh, Brian. Oh, yes. I can't say enough about Brian. Brian, like, the only thing, I don't even know. I shouldn't even say that. Brian is almost like you. He will do anything for the individuals. That's why we love our Dan Lannan. Brian will go so extreme to do much for the individuals. If you're looking for a supervisor, Brian's the type of a person that you need, because he helps out everybody. He doesn't mind to go to that extra mile to help the individuals. But like I always said, if you work here, you don't care about them, I don't care about you either. But the way Brian is like, we have you here, though you are not here, but we have you and Ted, everybody over here in the building because of what he does, you know.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Jaarah, because certainly, you know, over the years, you've certainly been through many managers, and it's just great to hear that, you know, that you guys just trust him so much, and that he takes care of the individuals so well, because that's what, you know, that's what families need to know right now, is that they have peace of mind that will keep them safe, that will keep them healthy, and that will, you know, will gradually get back to normal.
Yes. That's true. Yeah. Because
so any closing thoughts?
Right now, I think we are trying as much as we can to help them, because mind you, they come over here for 8 hours. We have to do whatever we can to interact with them, and so by the end of the day, they go home, they're happy to come back. So I think that's what we are trying to do. NuPath has been like a family business for so long, so that's why we are trying to provide for the individuals and the families. So far as, you know, we are equipped with whatever that we need, and so that we can help them. I think that's what matters for us right now, or to us right now.
So actually, one more question. I know that I said that was the last one, but let me sneak in one more. So, you know, while day programs are closed and while Westford were closed, where were you working out of?
I was home.
Yeah, that you were home.
Calls.
So that's what I thought. So you were one of the first people furloughed that came back.
Yes.
Because of longevity.
Yes.
And so was there anything that sort of what made it easy for you to make that decision to come back right away and feel confident that you could do it safely?
Because NuPath assure us that the social distancing and about the individuals, that we miss them too. We miss them so much.
Yeah.
So when Brian called, I was like, yes, I have to get out of here, because I was home.
Yeah.
Though I was doing the virtual calls, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
You can talk to most of them, and you are so happy to talk to them. You don't see them, but the only person that I saw was Leah, my little one.
Yeah.
So, you know, she was so happy, and we kind of interacted a little bit. But besides that, or other than that, was just the calls. But it was okay by that time.
Right.
It was okay. So I was so happy to come back.
Good.
I couldn't wait. I called Anna and I was like, Anna, did you get called? Just call me. We are going back. You know. So I think because we miss them, like today I said, we think that we are making their life a little bit easier, but they are helping us too.
Right.
You know, sometimes
so
we all go through so many things, and they will make you laugh. You know, I think that's what we love about them.
Yeah, I do think one of the underlining things that get sort of I don't want to say gets lost in all this is the mental health aspect of just getting back to seeing people, socializing, just life, experiencing new activities. And so yeah, I think that it's a good time. It's an exciting time. It's better than where we were last year at this time. So we got to keep moving forward.
Yes, we have to. Yes, we have to. We are moving forward. We are getting back to better.
Right.
It's
Good.
gonna be great. Yeah.
All right, Jaarah. Well, it was good to see you and hear you, and say hello to everyone out there in Westford for me. If they didn't have a chance to see this, tell them to go to YouTube and watch it. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So we will have one more special guest joining us, and that is going to be, I believe it's Mr. Riley. Mr. Riley is going to help me draw a winning name for our raffle this week. And so, but before Brett does that, I just think that Jaarah touched on something about the triage calls, and those are still happening, as you know, if your son or daughter or loved one is still at home, staff are still reaching out, and we just heard so much from families and from service coordinators and others how much individuals and families appreciated those triage calls, and there's a number of staff that are still doing those currently, and so I'm just so appreciative of all that they do. They spend their day on the phone trying to connect with people and trying to touch on real life things and trying to just keep everyone's mental health up. So just a shout out to them as well. So hey, Brett, are you there?
I am here.
All right, there you are. How about that? So you're going to pick our winner today.
I am. And in the spirit of keeping this to a half hour, Dan, we're right on cue, right?
Man, I am good. I might have like a professional job change after this.
All right, here we go. And the winner is Pierre Castor.
All right.
Castor.
Pierre Castor. Pierre Castor. All right. So if my memory serves me correct, Pierre is a day staff that works. This I might need your help with. Anyone? Westford, correct?
Yeah, Greg's in our ear here.
Westford.
Yep, life coach in Westford.
All right. Well, that's great. It's all full of Westford today, I guess,
awesome.
Right? Between Brian and Jaarah, and so. All right. Well, thank you again for doing that, and thank you for all your help with the vaccination clinics and getting people going and sending out the text alerts and just keeping people on track there.
You bet. Thanks, Dan.
Right.
Congratulations, Pierre, if you're out there listening.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk soon. All right. So I just want to say thanks again to all you guys for tuning in, for our special guest Brian and Jaarah, and to Pierre, our winner this week from raffle. And so don't forget, once everyone has had a chance to have the vaccination and receive both shots, we will have the grand prize drawing for the free health insurance. And I know a lot of people are excited about that. So we'll just keep working to get back to better. So, all right. Thank you all very much, and we will talk with you soon.